Our first prelim test did not go well because of many reasons. Firstly, because of a lack of planning. Planning is key to a good film, as of several reasons. For example, it can help you identify an audience, the locations, and it also helps to make the production process run more smoothly. In this task, we did a lack of research. I feel if we had done more, we would have had a better production process, as we could have found out the best locations like before, done better mise en scene according to other conventions in our genre, and prove that we have an audience. Something our group didn't do well was time management. This could have been improved by set timetables and making sure we met deadlines. This is something I didn't do, as we all had specific jobs given, which was good planning, but people didn't feel they needed to make the deadline, me included. We did not cast for our prelim task. We also didn't cast for our actual production, as we already had an actor in our member of our group. This helped to speed up the process. In future, we would do a full cast to make sure we were fully planned. There has been a large change to how we dealt with props, costumes, set dressing and general mise en scene. As with the prelim, there was no thought that went into any of these factors. Whereas we really paid attention for our actual production. For example, we used a bag, a memory stick, a phone, and these were all the props. And the costumes for our production were planned as we used dark black shoes, grey joggers, and a light grey hoodie with a black bag for the protagonist, and blue shoes, black joggers, a black hoodie for the antagonist. This helped to portray who the character was and what they acted like. For the production, we also focused on the general mise en scene and made sure we filmed on the days with the same weather, so we had an element of continuity, and also worked on framing shots to make them look like something they're not. For location scouting, there was none for our prelim, as we decided straight away that it would take place in school, but this of course was much different for our actual production, as we storyboarded where we would work to film it, so we could make it look as if it was one long route in a chase scene. However, of course, it was in various different places within our location, which was Ilkley. We didn't use any rough cuts for our prelim task at first. However, we've used many in our actual production, 8 in total so far. For audience feedback, we also, for my group, we also didn't use any. We didn't get anyone to give us any audience feedback up until right at the end with the teacher, but by then we'd already completed it. But this, of course, was much different for our actual production, as we have had several pieces of audience feedback from media students, non-media students, and people who are our core target audience, and people who, of course, aren't. We had no company idents in our prelim test. However, for our actual production, we each made our own company ident in our own time. This has made our overall production look better, and we have been able to showcase our production name. It has meant that we've been able to put our own stamp on the production. I feel this was a good thing, and we should have done this in our actual prelim task. In our prelim task, we only used a maximum of around 4 to 5 different shot types. However, in our actual production, we used a multitude of different shot types, whether it be long shot, tracking shot, high angle or low angle shots. When we worked in a group, in both cases of the prelim and the actual production, it went well. However, I felt it was harder to work in a group in the actual production, as more rided on whether the production went well than whether the prelim went well, as you didn't get graded on it. In conclusion, I now understand more about editing on Final Cut and Premiere Pro, and feel that planning and research is of much importance. Also, time management, and I've got a better understanding of why shot types are very significant.